Welcome back to Sincerely Stan. We are actually back, and I'm so glad about it. It's been a while, and it's been because we have just a lot of stuff going on. I have tons of work, which is a good thing, but it keeps me busy and something had to suffer. And we wanted to bring a quality program in Sincerely Stan, so we felt like we'd parlay that for a while and get back to it. And we're here. We have a letter here. Matter of fact, we have quite a few that we've accumulated since we've been off. And this particular one is a gentleman that's crying his heart out. He calls himself The Next Steps. That's how he signs his letter. So let's get right into it. Stan, I'm tripping that I'm actually checking in with a stranger about my personal business, but I think I need another opinion from someone who has no connection to me. My father tried to speak to me about this, but that went left quickly. Here it goes. I'm 27 years old. I've been with a woman since high school. Like anyone else, we've had our ups and downs, but I'm not sweating that there's no perfect relationship because there's no perfect person. Amen. The bigger issue is my girl is obsessed with her work and the lifestyle that comes with it. She's a videographer for one of the hottest restaurants in the country. My girl and her boss are real cool. The restaurant is expanding like crazy. The owner's very nice. She's almost on celebrity status, so she gets a lot of press and travels a lot. My girl goes with her often. To highlight the brand, the owner placed a billboard with my girl, who looks good, in scanty clothing downtown, advertising the brand. My girl lit social media up, showcasing her billboard on social media. I'm sure she did. I know from the outside looking in, this could sound like hateration. That's not the case. I'm very proud of my girl, just not the transformation. All this sounds like someone advancing her career, but the problem is she's morphing into a woman who is choosing her career over her relationship. The brand is saucy. My girl wears very revealing and provocative clothing when she goes out, sometimes even to family events. I work from home, so I'm home a lot. She's gone a lot, leaving me there caring for our pets alone. We bought a house together a little over a year ago, so not long after that I asked her to marry me. We used one of the restaurants as the place I'd popped the question. The story to get her there was a big celebrity was coming to the spot for an interview. My family was there to support my proposal. When this woman came out and discovered no celebrity was coming for an interview, she said, "Oh man, Blank's not here? Y'all wrong." And she meant it. She seemed terribly disappointed, even circling around a bit as I was trying to propose. We come from different backgrounds. Her family's nice, but outgoing and likes to drink and party. My family congregates together fairly regularly for occasions, but not to party top at all. My family seems concerned about our relationship. They stay out of my business, but they drop comments sometimes. I get it. What I'm wondering, Stan, is if we're maybe not really truly compatible and I'm just faking myself out to have positive ideas for our future while she has other plans for her future. Your thoughts? Sign Next Steps. Young man, like I do or have a few of the other young men that have written in, for a gentleman that is young as you are, to have the courage to write in to, like you say, someone that you don't personally know, even if it is incognito, I think is you deserve a medal of bravery. I know that's not easy. I know it's not easy being a young man to do something like that, but I do commend you. We're going to, pick your letter apart a little bit and see what I can come up with from what you've written. First of all, you're 27 years old and you've been with the woman since high school. So that means that you guys have been together roughly about 10 years, I would presume, somewhere in that neighborhood. So that means you guys have gone from a transition of a high school mindset to a more adult-like mindset where you guys are, have gainful lives and working on your respective careers. It's commendable that you know that there's no perfect relationship, because in fact you're right. There's no perfect person. So for us to think that, have that type of expectation that there's going to be a perfect relationship, is sometimes what causes us to allow too many people into our lives, because there's always that fantasy of this person may be better than the last, or this may be the one, when maybe sometimes we're actually overlooking the one. But that's something else. We're not going to go way out there. We're going to stick right to this. So for you, the big issue is she's obsessed with her work and the lifestyle that comes with it. Her boss is real cool on celebrity status and travels a lot, and your girl goes with her. So that means that you guys are apart. You have an issue as far as you're concerned, and I don't know if you're really getting a chance to have the opportunities maybe that you're looking for to maybe, if you haven't already, to confront your mate and see where the thoughts are. You said this could sound like hateration, and you're right. Not in my mind, but in some people's. Because even in relationships, people are jealous of one another oftentimes, and they won't admit it, but that often is the case in relationships between a man and a woman. But that doesn't sound that way to me. It sounds like you're just concerned about all the things that you're concerned about, which is basically, are you guys compatible, and do you think that, I guess you're trying to forecast your future. So I don't look at it as hateration. I look at it as a young man that's concerned about his future with his fiance. She's morphing. You're using the term morphing, but I'm going to use the term growing. People coming to themselves. You guys have been together since high school. So, being that young, I'm just wondering, have you guys really discussed, pointedly your futures together? Because it doesn't sound like you have. Because she's morphing off into, quote unquote, a rock star status, while, according to you, you're home and taking care of the pets. That's not good. So, but this sometimes is a matter of growth. And maybe she's growing into something that is not your expectation, or not what you thought it was going to be. And for that, in order for that to happen, that means there wasn't any really comprehensive dialogue along the way. You guys didn't pay close enough attention to each other, meaning, your character development, your character growth, and all the things that are important. Because when you don't maintenance, and nurture our relationships properly and pay close attention, a lot of times we have expectations that are just not there, and they never will be. So for you, it sounds like the morphing is a matter of growth on her part. Now, that's not to say that you're not growing, but that's to say that she's maybe growing into something other than what you thought, she needs to, or you wanted her to grow into. So I get that part. About the provocative clothing, the implication here, the brand is saucy, and my girl wears revealing and provocative clothing. It sounds like that prior to her working with this brand, that wasn't the case. Now, that's what the implication here is. If that's the case, then she's truly actually blossoming into something that, I don't know, according to your letter here, you don't appreciate. So, and even to family events, you will do that. And I know that can be a little challenging sometimes, especially when you have Big Mama and other people at the house, and they're giving people all mean mugging and caring, and you know how that goes. Hi guys, welcome to Sincerely Stan. If our show adds any kind of entertainment value to your life, we ask you to like and subscribe, hit the subscribe button, smash that bell so that you get notifications when we're on, and you'll be in the right place at the right time. Where my dog's at. You guys bought a house together. This is a big move. A little over a year ago, and then you asked her to marry you. This is a classic case to me of putting the cart before the horse. Because according to your chronicles, you bought the house first and then you proposed later. So now, in the event that your thinking turns out to be something that's not favorable, you guys have the matter of trying to liquidate a house that you just recently bought. And I know about that and how that could be because I actually went through that myself. So, a house that I bought and it didn't work out. So I get it. But again, that's putting a horse before the cart, and now that could potentially cause you guys some problems or some complications on down the road. You didn't say whether you guys have any children together or not, but yeah, that's a potential problem, and that would come from putting the cart before the horse. The marriage part should have, in my mind, in my practical mind anyway, not that anybody hasn't, bought a house first, then got married later, but I'm just saying, practically speaking, you want to do first things first, legalize the relationship, and then, make these big purchases. So you'll have that to deal with if this doesn't work. Now, this part we want to focus on just a little bit because this doesn't sit right. When you went to propose, the story was that there was a big celebrity that was coming to the spot for an interview, I guess to be interviewed by or in or for the restaurant or with the restaurant. Your family was there to support you doing this proposal. When she came out and discovered there was no celebrity coming, you say that she said, "Oh man, blank's not here, y'all wrong." And she meant it with an exclamation point. She seemed terribly disappointed. You put in bold, even circling around a bit as I was trying to propose. And then you went off into the different backgrounds. That's a big gap. And then that's reversal anyway, too, because the different backgrounds is some of the reason why, we have to be more maintenance, for the lack of a better term, our relationships better. We have to be more cognizant, more aware of who we are, number one, what our expectations are, and who we're dealing with. We have to watch the growth and the development of, our spouse or our significant other. I remember on Judge Mathis, a big fellow, he was there and he was suing his wife. And I forgot what he was suing her for, but his problem with her was that she had gained all this weight. And so, but he was a big fella himself, and she was a big woman. And it was the most interesting thing, because Judge Mathis asked him, over the course of these, I think it was 10 years, where were you while this weight gain was going on? Where were you to encourage her? Where were you to support her in a way that she wouldn't have gained the weight that now you find distasteful? And that's the case here. You guys come from different backgrounds, but you knew that from the very beginning. You guys have been together for a long time. I'm sure you know her family and she knows your family. So for you to throw in to me, a little salt, saying you guys are from different backgrounds, to imply that your background might be better and more wholesome than her background, I think is not fair. That's foul ball, time out. No, you may come from different backgrounds, but you've known that 10, 12 years ago. So that's just something that should be settled in your heart and mind already. Not for it to come up here many, many years later and using that as part of your theory about why you guys might not be compatible. The fact that your family is concerned about your relationship is natural, and that just confirms that you guys do know each other's families. They stay out of your business, but they drop comments. That's what family they do, especially close family members. Does that make it right? No, but you know how people are. They're concerned because they're concerned. They're maybe concerned because of some of the things that you're mentioning here, and more because I'm sure they know much more about it after all these years than I know from this letter. But yeah, that's what families do. They get concerned. So um, I would. You have to keep your family members out of your business, but I take heed. Especially, well, you consider the source. If it's someone in your family that you value their opinion and they're telling you something and you know it's coming from a love standpoint, then I consider it. If it's just someone that just wish you bad and, is trying to highlight all whatever they can to make themselves feel good because you've messed up or you feel like you're in a nowhere relationship or whatever the case may be, those are the kind of people that when you consider the source, a lot of times you'll know not to allow what they say to permeate your heart. Just take that with a grain of salt and poof, be done with it. You wondering if you guys are truly compatible. Okay, or are you just faking yourself out? I think the answer to that is ultimately going to be in the actions that you two display toward each other. But I think what needs to happen, because it sounds like it hasn't, because you're writing to me, unless you guys just don't have a good avenue to talk, you guys don't have that luxury where you can sit down and have sensitive conversations and, not blow up. But if you do have the capacity, then I think that the answer is in a conversation, an open and honest and naked conversation with your girl, your fiance. Let her know, where you are. There's no harm, no hurt. It's not weak to be sensitive and to voice your concerns with your significant other. As a matter of fact, that's the strength. And that's what women are looking for, guys that will open themselves up, open up that shell so that they can get in there. Now, sometimes when they get in there, they do a little damage, but a woman wants to really get to know you, the good, bad, and the ugly, the strong, the weak, and everything in between. So you being vulnerable like that to her is hopefully she would appreciate it. And let her know, really from your heart. It's something that I think you should think about before you just go to do it. And then when you confront her, you'd have to have the right heart about it. And then, prayerfully even wish it well, want a good outcome, not just to highlight everything you don't like about her or everything that's not going right, but really try to have some resolution and find, even if it's unfavorable, really what's on her heart and her mind and where you guys stand. Because it's better sooner than later. If things are not going to work, they may as well not work sooner so that you guys don't waste each other's time and you can go on and, live your best lives separately. And if you guys are going to work it out, you need to establish your terms. You got in your boundaries. You have to have that for both parties to be comfortable. So that's about the extent of my advice for you on this one. I think the answer is ultimately in some real, sincere, heart-wrenching conversation. Not heart-wrenching and hurt my heart, but, open up your heart and really let this woman know how you feel and see what you get from that. Again, the proof is going to be in the actions after the conversation. After the conversation, if things are improving and you guys have had the thorough talk, great. If they're not, then the answer speaks for itself. So that's all I got for you. Like everybody else, I invite you to, write us back and let us know how things went, good, bad, or indifferent. If they're good, we'll cheer for you. If they're not, we'll pray for you. And, and just hopefully we'll hear from you. So God bless, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm out.